Good afternoon. We're at the Badshot Lea complex run by Farnham Angling Society. There are 3 lakes here. There is King's Pond, the Big Pond, and the Small Pond. And today we're going to be checking out the rigged and ready travel float match rod. A little bit bigger than their other travel rods, but it's a very good rod with a very nice parabolic action. So let's head on round to the bank, get set up, do some float fishing and see what we can catch. Thank you. Have you got anything to say for the camera, Mr. Fish? Well, you could like and subscribe. Well, that's very true. If you enjoyed the content, you could like and subscribe. It's absolutely free and you'll get to see more of this content. Today we're using the rigged and ready travel float match rod. This is the first rod I actually bought from Rigged and Ready over a year ago, and I've enjoyed using this one a great deal. I've actually done some light feeder work on it as well, but today we're going to be doing some float fishing. You can see you've got a lovely cork handle and all the different sections as well, and you even have another section which actually makes it slightly longer, but I'll be using the shorter version today. But yeah, I'll get it set up and we can have a look. This is the rig today then. I've got quite a heavy float, it's quite windy today, and once I've set it up and I've plummeted the depth, I just like to work out which eye the float roughly falls on the rod, so I can always return it back to that depth if I need to change it up or if the float moves. Coming down the line, I've then got a very simple, I'll show you that. Then got a very simple Olivet going to a 6-inch hook length, and I've got a size 16 on at the moment. This is the rod. It's currently set up in the 11-foot variant, but there is that extension if you want to go out to 13 foot. And then on the reel end I've got my Akuma bait runner reel. Bait wise today I've got sweet corn for the hook, and I've got some 2mm pellets here left over from the feeder session the other day, and I've also mixed up some F1 sweet cold water. It's a very dark, but I'm going to fish the sweet corn over the top, so it's going to be nice and clear and visible. I've also got some pellets and wafters as well if we need to give them a go. Well, we're into our first fish. Not quite sure what it is yet, I haven't seen it. Especially being the first time on this venue, I'm not quite sure what we got in here, but it's certainly staying deep. Let's get the net ready anyway. Certainly fighting well. It's our first glimpse of it. What on earth have we got here? It's got to be a carp, surely. I got used to fishing with a shorter rod. I need a bit more line. There we go. Come on. Yikes. There we go. First one of the day. Well, they didn't like my float setup, or maybe it was my presentation, I don't know, but I just switched to a method feeder, and lo and behold, within about 30 seconds I had a bite. So we're going to throw this one out again and see if we can get some more. And we're in again. Isn't that incredible? I was float fishing for about 2 hours. Switched to a method feeder. Instant response. Well, This gives you a good chance to see the rod in action anyway. You can see it's got a really nice through action, which is fantastic for a match rod, especially when it's a travel rod as well. God. Really soaks up all the lunges of these small fish. Alright, let's grab that net. Looks like a small mirror, this one. Whee, there she goes again. Now I can't believe it. A couple of hours float fishing. I had a few indications. Switch to a method feeder. Never seems to fail, does it? Come on then. There we go. Nice little mirror carp. There we go. Lovely little fish. Oof. Cool. This feels much bigger. So this is the third fish in about half an hour now. Just switching from float to method. I didn't think this was going to go, and then it absolutely ripped off. I think I'm going to put one down the margins in a minute and see if we can get something bigger. Oof. Certainly putting a nice bend in the rod anyway, this one. I'm using a 30-gram feeder. It just goes to show that even this rod can handle it. Okay. There we go. Another beautiful little mirror. I actually thought it was going to be a bit bigger than that, but here we go. Go on in. Go. I've put some ground bait and pellets on this one, and I'm going to put it in the margins. Let's see whether that works. So I'm just going to lower it down in this edge. There we go. We'll see whether this gets a response. We're in again. Feels like a better fish, but then I say that every time. The margin rod didn't actually produce anything, so I put it back out. Into the area where I caught the others. It's probably been there about 5 minutes, I suppose. Certainly staying deep. It's obviously a carp. I know there are tench in here, but I doubt we'll see much from them this time of year. Well, it is another carp. Let the rod do the work. Ooh, and the reel. This one's certainly fighting a lot harder than the others. Doesn't look that big though. Come on. Nope, it's not ready yet. Come on. There we go. Well, certainly the biggest of the day so far. No monster by any means, but gorgeous looking fish. Look at that, isn't that beautiful? Right, let's get this one back. Well, I was just eating some of my lunch, and lo and behold, it's ripped off again. I've only been out about 2 or 3 minutes. Looks like another small one. Whee! Yeah, another little pasty carp. I got so used to using the short rod, I need to remember to leave a bit more line so I can net the fish. Don't want it. Ooh! Well, that came out then. That was me trying to rush it too much.